Hi, this is Chris. Welcome to the second part of our tutorial on making Ajax calls and updating other elements on the page with that data. So as you recall from our last lesson, we now have a form with validation, and we're making a Ajax call out to the Google Book API, receiving back the JSON block as data through our proxy XML interpreter. Okay, so from here, the next step is going to be to actually link up our, data call, and not just alert it, but now we want to do something with it. So I think the best thing to do here is to fire an event with our JSON block. So what we're going to do at this point is we're going to just swap out this one line, this alert block, with this line, which is fire from the form, fire an event called Google Book Query Returned, and pass along with it in the memo field the response text already pre-evaluated into a JSON block. Now this is all provided to you by the prototype library, and what's going on here is we're getting back the text, which is a JSON representation, shorthand notation of an object, and we're actually converting it to a JSON element, a JSON object. So we're going to pass that back into the memo field of the event. Of course, this entire thing is provided by a prototype. And if you have any questions on this, you should definitely look up on prototype, the prototype API documentation, to see how this all works. So we're going to fire this event. We're going to need a handler up here. We're going to need another observer to observe for this event. So we've got our observer already laid out for us right here. I'm just going to copy this, and we're going to drop this into here. Alright, well, that's not exactly the prettiest thing I've ever seen. Let's do this. Back it up. There we go. Okay. So now we have a new observer. This time we're observing the form element for the event that we just fired, and we're going to run another method called loadBookXML, and we're going to bind that as an event listener on the form. So we're going to need this function, loadBookXML, which we can find here. So down after our submit, we'll put our loadBookXML, and again, let's format this a little bit better. And what will this do? It will grab the event memo field, that's this here, from the event that gets fired. It'll grab the memo field, put that object into our book variable, and now we're going to alert the text. This is taking the object, converting it back to text, just to make sure that everything is working properly. So if I save this, and I come back to here, and I refresh our page, we can view the source of our Google book search and make sure, oh, there it is. And let's go ahead and submit, and this should give us an alert. So let's go ahead, and yes, we do have an alert. Okay, so we're almost completely there. The next step is going to be to take that output from the XML proxy and to dump the results into this little layer here. So, easy enough done. Scandalous provides us with a great little method called fill-in. What fill-in will do is take our carousel frames, and you'll remember our carousel frames here is this div. oops, well, it'll fill in to our carousel frames the book TMPL, which we're going to get from here. This book TMPL is a template factory get. What this will do is it will go out and get a template for us. And a template, very simply, is here we go. And this is going to be our template. Our template is one div. That's it. And we're going to repeat this one div and replace the href, source, and title properties from our object for every instance that is in the array of objects, because we're getting back an array of objects from the Google Book Search. So for every one of those individual objects, we're going to do a replacement into this template and return the entire results in as a replacement to what is currently there. What is currently there? Well, we have 5 divs called carousel frame. So what we're going to do is we're going to return our 5 searches, our 5 objects that come back, our 5 books from Google, and we're going to replace the ones that are there with these. And as you notice, it's an exact copy of what's currently there. It's a div class carousel frame. And here we have a div with a class of carousel frame. It's got an href, a class, an image with a source property, and here you've got an href. Oh, with a class. Yep, the class is now on the image and source property, and we're going to throw in the description as the alt tag to the image. Okay, so now that we know where we're going, let's go ahead and go there. Let's go ahead and replace our book XML. That's this. And again. Let's add our template factory in. Where we're going to put this is in the initialize. We want to make sure that this happens early in the game. So we'll just go here. And we'll need to create our carousel.htm in JavaScript's HTML templates. So let's see if we actually have that yet. So in HTML templates, carousel HTML, we have this one. And we'll paste that in there. Good. Save that. Is there anything else we need? I don't think so. That should be good. So let's see what our end result is. If I refresh our page now, I should see us getting from the template factory and assigning to book TMPL, and down here us using the book TMPL in our fill-in. So let's go ahead and hit submit now, and we do in fact hit this line, run, and there they are. 3, 4, 5. No more, no less. So this will conclude our second part of our third lesson. We'll get more into detail on how some of this works on our fourth lesson. Until then, go ahead and play with the code and have fun using the Scandalous library.